we were the first teams last year to even win a playoff game. And so typically, if you win your first playoff game in school history, you typically don't go all the way to the Final Four. But the kids really bought into that and understanding what we're doing. And
All right, we are here this afternoon with the head coach of the Onalaska boys basketball team, Coach Nick Tyerman. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me. I really
Abs-
appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about the Wildcats, though. They're having quite the year. I believe 17 games in a row. You've won to a 24-4 record, I believe, overall. Big win last night over Anderson Shiro, 113-70. That's something I've noticed too. There's a lot of 100-point games in here. So I want to get your thoughts on that later. But first off, just tell me about this run that the Wildcats are on right now.
East Texas Sports Now is brought to you by East Texas Marketing Solutions. Next level digital advertising has arrived. Grow your business with advanced solutions from one of the largest digital agencies in the country. East Texas Marketing Solutions is a resource for utilizing and executing advanced multi-platform marketing strategies. Discover more at easttexasmarketingsolutions.com.
I mean, really, it's been brewing. We started last year, and then with the going a deep run, making it to the Final Four, and then it started again this year because we got to return a lot of our main core. We graduated one starter, and so we've just been working ever since then. I'm just really excited for this senior group. I have 4 seniors who they saw it as their mission of not being satisfied with how things were last year, and just putting in that work all off season to what we're doing now. And so it's been very exciting, especially since we've played a pretty tough gauntlet of a schedule before district started, and so getting to see a lot of ranked teams and stuff. So it's been a good journey.
Well, and you mentioned the team last year. I remember watching the Onalaska team last year. I believe it was in the state semis, and the energy from the team and even the community that was there supporting. You could feel it through the screen. So, how much do you think last year's run has helped this year's team with? It's not new anymore, right? Like they've been to the playoffs, had a deep run. So, how much do you think last season has helped this year's team?
I think it helps a ton. I know a lot of people are always afraid of like talking about the past and kind of cliches that happened in coaching and stuff. But I think when it comes to building confidence, I think you need that. You're putting those deposits in the bank of building confidence with each other and with the community. And that support's been huge. I mean, the community really rallied around the boys last year, making that run. Making a lot of history, and we're still very what I call like an almost in toddler stage for a high school, because we're just barely having our 20th year reunion for the first time ever for the first graduating class this year. And so a lot of people forget that. And so like the community's just really around the boys and loves them, support them. They have great turnout this year. I mean, and that's what we've always talked about is our job isn't really focused on winning games. It's how can we inspire people? And that's, with how we play, like you said, our energy, it's about showing that kind of that blue collar work ethic, that even though on paper we may not look like a roster that should be dominating games, but we're going to make sure that we show up physically and with our mentality in order to produce.
Well, like I mentioned, you've been putting up some points. Your boys have been putting up some points. I'm looking at the district scores: 90-83 over Trinity, 97-75 over Crockett, 103-29 over New Waverly, and then, like we said, 113-70 over Anderson Chiro. Talk to me about this offense. What is going in this offense? Y'all are just putting up buckets.
I mean, this is year 3 of our install for our offense and really it's a combination of offense and defense together. And it just comes into the buy-in from the kids. Our calling card for the last few years that I've been here has even before, like probably the last 8 years, has been being a 3-point shooting team. And so that helps a lot. Like last night we made 18 threes. And so now we've added the last 3 years, added an up-tempo defense to kind of create more possessions, get us to play faster. We just believe that, if we get more shot attempts, that we're going to be able to score a lot more just because we put so much time in skill wise. And I mean, it's just a testament to these kids because it has nothing to do with me. It is 100% every single one of those kids that puts in the work and the hours and the thousands of makes. I mean, the amount of kids we had over the summer that make, tens of thousands of shots. And so it just kind of goes hand in hand with their work ethic. And honestly, a lot of it comes down to their confidence with themselves and each other. And that's well, some people watch us play and they're like, they're not really playing basketball. It looks disorganized, when it's like, no, we're really more organized than you realize. And I just kind of give kids the free reign because they've earned it with their work ethic, to where our rule is, if it's selfish if you don't take the open shot. And so once you're open, you take it, and you're trusting that if you miss it, your teammates are going to be there to get the extra rebounds, to get us the extra shots as well. And so it's just that confidence in each other and themselves.
Now, I know basketball went through this transition phase, I want to say years ago, where the three-point shot became more prevalent in the game, and it kind of eliminated mid-range jumpers in that game. And it sounds like you kind of live and die by the three, right? And so is it more, how difficult is it that, like, if there's a night where maybe the shots aren't falling, how difficult is it to kind of get other offense going when you rely so heavily on the three ball?
And that was one of our growing pains earlier this year. We had one loss in November that we faced against Tarkington, to where we were 2 for 41 from three. And that was just an abysmal night for us. And then we struggled with our flow. But honestly, that was probably one of the best things that could have happened to us, because it helped all of us realize, okay, when we have off nights, what are we going to do to still put up points? And some of our better games outside of last night, our three other district wins, we've actually been shooting more shots from two than we have from three. And that kind of goes hand in hand with, as people scout us, they want to take that away from us. So it lets us have opportunities around the rim. And so what kind of helps us that's unique is we're all five out guards. So we're all trying to shoot and run, but we also have guards who know, because we work on it, know how to post up. So where a lot of people don't really work on post defense anymore. And so we have a lot of good footwork that our kids use, that they're able to apply to be able to get us to score inside as well. And so, like I said, that tough loss in November really helped us to be able to show that we can be balanced. And so it's about a 50-50 of the shots that we shoot from three and shots that we shoot from inside as well.
And I don't want it to get misconstrued. I love the fact,
Yeah.
the confidence that you have in the kids, right? Like, and I think if I was a player on the team, I would want that, right? Like, if I've got an open shot, I'm pulling. If I miss it, whatever, we'll shoot it next time. Like, I love that. I think that's awesome. It's just weird to see how basketball is transformed, right?
Mhm.
Where it's a lot more three balls now. But let's talk a little bit about the schedule you got coming up. I know you got Cold Spring Oakhurst on Friday, and then you go back through the district again.
Yes.
What are your expectations? I mean, you mentioned it last year, making it to the Final Four, and I know you want to go further this year. But what are the expectations for this team for the remainder of the regular season, and then going into the playoff run?
Honestly, our focus every game, and I know people are gonna be like, that's cliche, but our focus every single game is, and it's just the way I do things, is every game we go into it with the mindset of we're 0-0 and we're trying to go 1-0. And so we're trying to go 1-0 basically about 11 times. And so so that way we can get all the way through. And so we got, the 6 district games left and keep going that way. And so our expectation is to go through these battle tests. We have Crockett and Trinity are the two tough competitors for us in district, that give us little games, and so and I think Trinity is one of those teams that's a little underrated in the region, that I think is going to give people some problems, because they have a new coach there, and so that's going to be a good battle for us, and it's also a rivalry game on Tuesday, and so it's one of those things. I'm excited for that test, because a lot of the other games we're trying to just kind of build our confidence with our bench and build our depth, so that way we can get ready for a playoff run. Because when you go through the playoffs, you never know what's going to happen. You're going to have some games to where you may have 4 starters in foul trouble and someone else has to step up. And so that's what we're happy about, is everybody's excited for each other and building that way. And so that's really what the mindset is.
You mentioned it earlier that Onalaska as a school district has not been around for that long. You mentioned that you've been here about 9 years now at Onalaska. How much has changed from that first year that you stepped on campus to where you are now, with the work ethic of the kids or the community support? Like, how much is it different from 9 years ago to today?
Oh, it's huge. When I first got here, they really didn't ever lift weights, and because we don't have football here, and so that was kind of a cliche thing, to where everybody was like, "Oh, it messes up your jump shot," and so it was about teaching them, no, that's not the case at all. And so we actually lift, all off season. We lift 4 days a week. We're in season, we maintain, and so it's about those things of building that way, and then just community and the culture's changed. Because I mean, when we first came in here, I mean, you didn't have that many people in the stands, and now we have standing room only, sold out crowds on a nightly basis, and it's just a testament to what these kids have done, and they've seen that, hey, if I put in the work, he's going to trust me to be able to take shots. And so that's the biggest thing is that relationship that I've had with these kids. And I mean, the group of seniors I have right now, I've been around them since they were in 4th grade. I've had the extra ability of having an even closer relationship with them because they're all classmates of my daughter, who's a senior this year. And so it's a really good bonding experience to see them all grow up that way. And that's what I'm excited about is seeing the growth in the community and the support that way. Because, before we had a high school in Onalaska, they would bus all to Livingston. And so it was a K-8 system here, and then they'd go to Livingston and go through high school there. And so, like I said, the first graduating class was in 2006. And so it's great to see that confidence built, because that's kind of what made the run special last year, was the fact that the kids believed that we could do something that had never been done before. Because before that year, the school had even only made the playoffs twice in its entire history. And then
I mean, I love hearing that, and it has all the makings, right? And I don't. This is just me talking. I'm not saying this to add pressure or anything, but it has all the makings of a special season, right? 20 years, since the first graduating class. You got 4 seniors on the team, 3 of them over 1,000 points. Like, it just all feels special. So I'm happy for you, Coach, and I wish you and the Wildcats best success the rest of the year. And I'm sure we'll talk to you down the road come that playoff run.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
East Texas Sports Now is brought to you by East Texas Marketing Solutions. Next level digital advertising has arrived. Grow your business with advanced solutions from one of the largest digital agencies in the country. East Texas Marketing Solutions is a resource for utilizing and executing advanced multi-platform marketing strategies. Discover more at easttexasmarketingsolutions.com.
But let's take a look at the 5 big storylines coming out of realignment. Tyler Legacy and Longview remained in their same district, while Tyler High is in a new district with Crandall, 3 Dallas teams, and 3 Mesquite teams. Now Lufkin is in a similar district to the one they were in before, but they added a couple of teams to make it a 9-team district, which means the Pack will have just 2 non-district games before they start district play. And the travel for Lufkin is a lot, but I think that's a product of location. Lufkin is the biggest school in the area, and there's not enough teams of their size around them to make a district where they don't have to travel so much. It's unfortunate, but I think the UIL did the best they could for Lufkin. At least, like 2 years ago, they tried to send them up to Dallas. At least they don't have to travel to the Metroplex. Now in 4A Division I, we had a couple of changes. Sulphur Springs moved out of the district with Salina and Frisco Panther Creek, and I think the Wildcats are district favorites now. And Jacksonville and Bullard got dropped into our previous District of Doom with Lindale, Kilgore, and Chapel Hill. Now we have another district in Division II that could be District of Doom, but that district that Jacksonville and Bullard were dropped into is still going to be very, very strong. Now speaking of that district that could be the District of Doom, UIL made an Avengers-type district in 4A Division II. It's District 8 4A, and it consists of Carthage, Gilmer, Pleasant Grove, Center, Pittsburgh, and Spring Hill. This district is going to be so much fun to keep up with, and we have the potential of getting matchups of Carthage-Gilmer or Gilmer-Pleasant Grove or maybe Carthage-Pleasant Grove twice for the next 2 years. Now the amount of state championships combined in this district is crazy, and I'm excited to see it play out. Now 3A Division II also brought out a storyline or two. Jefferson dropped from Division I to Division II, and I figured they would go north. Instead, UIL sent them south to join Troop, ARP, West Rusk, and New Diana. That district last year was very competitive, and I think dropping a very good Jefferson team that's coming off a down year into that district just bolsters it even more. And in 2A, you have had Hawkins that left their previous district to join a group of schools that they didn't play a year ago. And Big Sandy dropped from Division I to Division II, and they went north to join Maud and Linden Kildare. And 11 2A, which has Beckville, Elysian Fields, and Wascom, they were the district district that Hawkins and Big Sandy were in, they've been dropped out, and now Paul Pewitt is in that district. Now, those are just a few of the storylines that came out of yesterday's realignment. Now, if you want a deeper dive and a more in-depth analysis of each district, myself and Colton Sneed broke down every single one of them yesterday on East Texas Now for our realignment special. You can go to KLTV or KTRE.com, click on the Red Zone tab underneath the Sports tab, and all the district breakdowns are there, as well as a list of all the districts, all the teams in the districts. Not just football, we also have all the basketball realignments and volleyball realignments on there as well, so go and check it all out.
East Texas Sports Now is brought to you by East Texas Marketing Solutions. Next level digital advertising has arrived. Grow your business with advanced solutions from one of the largest digital agencies in the country. East Texas Marketing Solutions is a resource for utilizing and executing advanced multi-platform marketing strategies. Discover more at easttexasmarketingsolutions.com.